Lord, help me to please God. Oh, the mountain. I need a little help. It's the whole life. Y'all can define good singing any way you want to. In my eyes, Kim Burrell ain't nothing but a run queen. She just comes over and make them damn sound. Jesus can't work it. That problem that you had just couldn't seem to solve. I prayed and I prayed. Kept then I turned it over to Jesus and I started worrying about it. Enough with the runs. Good morning, people. Y'all know I got to have my comments about Miss Kimber. I can't stand her. I think she's an evil, evil woman. Not only is she evil, she's dumb and stupid and stuck, right? So all these people who want to give comment on Miss Kimberell always seem they have to think they have some obligation to say, oh, she's a wonderful singer. Oh, she's fat. You don't owe her shit. Just like she's nasty to the rest of the world, we are nasty to her as well. But it appears that Miss Kimberell has showed up on Tamara Hall's show on yesterday. And that's what we're going to talk about. Good morning, people. How y'all doing? Hi, Gina. Sharon Morrison and Mocha Drop. All my regulars. Y'all, thank y'all for coming in. Annette and RJ Supreme. How y'all doing? Y'all know I can't resist talking about that woman. You would have made yourself somebody's enemy, honey. Don't be surprised, girl. When they take just as much, they take pleasure in discussing you. So here's the situation. She came on Tamara Hall's show yesterday. I don't understand how Tamara Hall's show works. I know I have canceled my Comcast. So if she's on regular TV, I don't know. Apparently she's syndicated show. So you got to go over to the website and then put in your zip code and they'll tell you when the show aired. So if you don't catch it live, then I think your only recourse is to catch it here on YouTube. But I don't know if Tamara Hall, because it looks like she just does little shorts promoting her show. I don't know that she will give us the full episode. But I want to discuss what I have been able to ascertain happened yesterday on this interview, right? From what I can gather from other YouTubers. So, she's on Tamara Hall's show. Tamara is trying to get her to discuss, first of all, this major fall of hers, where she went on and somebody recorded her in her church with all of this homophobic rant of hers, where she said we're all devils and demons and perverts and all on our way to hell and all this. This kind of shit, this is exaggerated of shit that she's been hearing all her goddamn life, right? But she is a grown woman. Should have gotten smarter by now, right? But she hasn't. So Tamara asked her, and then asked her, what was that like when you lost all your support, when people were coming against you, people were speaking against you? What was that like? And this is what we got. So I'm gonna play a little taste of this, and here's what we're able to get. We're creating this to it's somebody else's. Let me see whose page it is. Someone else posted this. Quiet Boy, Gossip Girl, XOXO. So we're not going to borrow from her voice. We're just going to borrow a little bit. So we're claiming fair use here.
A bit more that I will share is some of the names that you called. I was far more disappointed than I was surprised that they had something negative to say. I was disappointed because we've all shared the same stage and background, back rooms and green rooms. And some of their public display and conversation is somewhat opposite of what it is behind stage. I'm not going to do to them what they did to me. Oh, no. I wasn't talking about as fine as I am, though. I'm talking about their ability to be negative toward a name that they built up for so many years. And that's disheartening because especially when people can call you, I would have much preferred, especially dealing with gospel, Yolanda Adams, who we're both from Houston, Texas, to pick up the cell phone and say, hey, I have a career to save. And I can't.
What's understood should not have to be spoken, Miss Kim Burrell. Why does she got to call you and tell you? So let me go on.
I agree with your stance right now. I need to say something different to my public. So I would have preferred that to call and say, we've been in the gospel game too long together, and this is negative. This looks really, really bad. So I'm not going to be able to affiliate with you. I would have respected it and said, hey, do what you got to do, but at least we have an understanding. Well, I mean, and let me be clear here. Yolanda is a friend of mine as well. Good. I am also from Texas. Oh, okay. And I did not want to turn this into a...
She's trying to stop her, but it's too late, Tamara Hall. She's trying to stop her from being messy, and then you just threw this Yolanda Adams under the bus because you feel like now you have embarrassed Yolanda Adams, you vindictive creature, you. I have not, my feelings about Yolanda Adams did not change, not one iota. What Kim Burrell was suggesting that Yolanda Adams should have stood beside her because she talks the same way behind stage, right? The question, Miss Kim Burrell, I'll say it to you as slowly as I can. Try not to get excited, girl. You know how you excite me. It is a question of respect. I have never heard Yolanda Adams come onto a stage and attempt to diminish other people. I have never heard her use F word or S word. I have never seen her take on the mantle of God and send people to hell. I have never heard Yolanda Adams come on the stage, call people perverts. I have never heard her do any of these nasty, vicious things that you are so well known for, right? So what you're saying is, oh, Yolanda feels that way too. Girl, we know what goes on in them damn churches, girl. We all come from the same place. You ain't special. It is a question of respect and something you have always lacked. That's why that boy had to read your punk ass on the Sunday Best show, and he did a masterful job of that. If he never has another moment in history, girl, that was his moment, because he told your ass exactly what you are. It's what you are, Kim Burrell. You don't understand the things that came out of your mouth. You're saying, Yolanda, we don't give a goddamn what Yolanda feels in her personal life, in her personal brain, which has been assigned to her by God. That's her brain, her God, right? We don't care about that. What we care about is entertainment from singers. And we care about decency among people, right? Because you wobbled your big fat ass on the stage, girl, and insulted people and insulted people and insulted people till somebody finally filmed your ass, girl, and you kept on insulting them, and you don't even know how to apologize. Oh, I didn't do nothing wrong. I just said what they say. I just said, nigga, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, girl. We all wearing flesh, right? Don't sit up here and try to tell me that nobody in your family has ever said a racist statement. I don't even want to hear it. Your answer is irrelevant. I already know the answer to it, girl. We know how people talk when they're in all black crowds, right? I'm sure white people can give a testimony as to what they've heard from their uncles and nephews and nieces and grandma and grandpa when they're in their crowd. The point is, when you walk out that goddamn door, girl, can you have respect for other people? And you can't. This is what you're lacking. And this was why you failed. You failed before you ever had a hit. I said I wasn't going to get excited. Kim Burrell, we're not turning on Yolanda Adams. No, we're turning on you. You're the nasty person. You're the person who was this ardent homophobe girl who's been spreading your poison around, and you're not even smart enough to recognize, well, oh, this is a different world right now. We can't just go in our cubby holes of bigotry and just talk about faggots or in the sermon in God's church. We can't do that anymore, right? Because they got all these cameras and stuff, and they reporting everything. Everything's online, and everything we say we're responsible for. Every word that comes out of our mouth, we're now responsible for, right? So it's not my assignment as a minister of God's church to come in here and try to diminish other people, because it didn't work. Whatever you wanted to do, it didn't do. It had 2,000 years to work on it, nigga, and it never worked. It never works because they're still gay. You're going to tell God what he's going to put in his creation. What is this in nature? You're going to change it. Not because of what God said. It ain't because of what God said, because you don't know what God said, because God is a spirit. God is not to be seen. You can't read God in a book. God said in his creation, in nature. Look at it. But you just go by what, oh, what did they say? What did they say 6,000 years in the desert? They said, God said this, and then God said that, and then God. People said this, and then people said that, and then people said what God told them to say, right? And people, everything that's in the Bible was written down by a person, right? Every single thing in there, but not regular people like we know today. These are ancient civilizations. The book claims to be the dawn of civilization, girl. And you think those people had so much knowledge that they're able to write down all the rights and all the wrongs of life, right? Girl, they knew nothing. These people were wiping their ass with leaves, girl. People, human beings who wrote that book. 66 different people. And they put all these books. The Catholics took all of these. Okay, he said that, and he said that, and all we can really confirm is that they were alive at that time. We can test the paper, and we can test it. We can see, but okay, we know that Egypt is there because it's still there, basically, right? We know some of these ancient civilizations, they did exist, right? And we know these people lived there. But that's really all you really know, girl. You don't have no confirmation this came from God, right? And then the New Testament, because we call ourselves Christians, in the New Testament, what did God say? God didn't say nothing, girl. God didn't say nothing in the New Testament, according to the book you call God, right? But because you're so stuck on what these people said or what these people wrote down, girl, that you can't even identify right from wrong. You can't identify the people being murdered because they feel like they're a woman. You can't see that is wrong. It is murder, right? You can't even see that this book that you're calling God is packed full of killing people, right? It's all built by slaves. Did that make slavery right? Because he was in the book. It was in the Bible. I saw it. It seems like I'm always saying the same thing, girl. And I think all of this technology has really been a good thing for the world, right? Because it has allowed us to look and see really what is right and what is wrong, right? Larry mentioned Obama. I loved Obama because he came in with fixed ideas, right? A lot of them formed in religion, although I don't think he was a particularly religious person. But a lot of ideas he had, and what he was able to see as he became a president was that this is wrong. The way we've been treating these people is wrong, right? But you don't see that, Kim Burrell. You're incapable of seeing it. Oh, what did they say? What did they say in the desert of Israel? And then you're constantly taking Jewish laws, which really had nothing to do with us, girl, because as far as the Jews are concerned, you're all going to hell. You're all heathens. But you're going to go over there and get that tithe. You got to get that. And then you got to get this hatred of homosexuals, girl. Why? Because I'm not a homosexual. What the church has been doing to gay people has been wrong. You got to accept it. It's been wrong. And it comes down, in my opinion, even if you never get that part, get the part about respect. When you go into a job, you can't go into a job sending people to hell, right? You have to go into a job respecting the people you work for and alongside, right? You can't go in there calling them niggers. You can't go in there calling them peckawoods or crackers. You can't do that, girl. You have to be civilized when you're dealing with people. You never got that. You thought you should go on, right? And now you're so nervous because you done lost your sermon, girl, because you can't just say whatever pops into your goddamn head. And now you want to try to blame it on Yolanda Adams, girl. Leave Yolanda alone. She's bringing us beautiful music, which is something you're missing. That's what you were supposed to do as a singer. You're not called to no ministry. You're not a decent person, girl. You were called to sing, or God gave you a gift to sing, or some people call that singing. I don't know. Lord, help me to. I guess they call it singing, girl. I don't have to kiss your ass. I ain't got to come on there and say, "Oh, she's one of the best." Oh, you ain't shit to me, girl. And I never even heard you sing. You know why? Because you never had a hit record. How in the fuck are you a superstar? You ain't never had a record, girl. Do you resent Yolanda Adams because she's beautiful? Do you resent her because she's a real singer? I mean, she can actually put notes together. She sings beautifully. I saw her singing that one day when the glory comes. One day when the glory comes, it'll be us. It'll be us. Beautiful singing, girl. Singing. Do you resent her because she's a singer? A real singer, not a real singer. They can sing songs where we can actually hear the words and understand what she's talking about, right? Or is it because she is a beautiful woman, a naturally, physically beautiful woman, something you have always struggled with, right? Because if you wasn't struggling with it, you wouldn't go in and try to get it all sucked out your big ass, right? Right? And I've seen several commentators mention, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to do, Miss Kimberell. You can't make it look good, girl. And I've seen your face without that makeup. You are horrendous. You're a monster. You are a monster. They keep saying you got a beautiful face. No, it's not. They're not lying. They're lying to you. I don't know how that helps you because they're lying to you. What they're saying now is, why did this woman have these great big ass motherfucking glasses? Girl, you got glasses on like this, girl, and two of them. That's how big your goddamn glasses are. You look like a goddamn, you can't hardly, I mean, they can hardly stay on you. Why do you have these huge ass, ugly ass glasses covering your face, girl? It speaks to your insecurity, right? Because you feel like an ugly woman. And I can confirm, I agree with you. You're an ugly woman. You're an ugly woman on the inside. And it generates to the outside, girl. You're just ugly, right? So I resent the small portion of this video I was able to see. I'm not able to see very much of it because I don't know how to see the Tamara Hall show if you don't catch it live, right? I see she's posting a little clip that did not include that part that I just played for you guys. I would like to see the whole interview so I have more ammunition, because I know she's gonna say something stupid every few minutes, right? But your attempt to throw that woman under the bus is an epic fail. It only revealed more of who you are. As soon as it came out of your mouth, Tamara Hall, she was stuck with the burden of trying to stop you. She said, hold on, okay, that's a friend of mine too. Okay, girl, before you went into the abyss and hung yourself again, girl, we love Yolanda Adams, girl. We love her. Why? Because she's a good person. Right? We can't judge what's in somebody else's mind. I understand when you say, oh, she say the same thing in church, but your whole goddamn Black Christian church has said the same thing for hundreds, if not thousands of years, girl, from what they understood of it, girl. We know what church language is. We know what church people is, but times have changed, girl. Time has changed, honey. And you can't do that anymore, girl. Right? You can't go up there and just bastardize and demonize other human beings who are much better people than you are, girl. Right? If they know how to say, excuse me, when they bump into your big ass, if they know how to open the door for somebody in front of them, say, hey, good morning, how you doing? Right? This is what you call proper socialization, girl. Socialization. You have to be a decent person when you're in public, girl. Right? And then when you try to be decent, you don't know what to say. You ain't got a goddamn thing to say unless you talk about homosexuals, right? Because you want to go over there and be better than somebody. Finally, Finally, I can be better than somebody on this goddamn planet. Right? And so why are you taking that away from me? I wish she would have called and just said, she said, girl, we gotta listen to that again. Hold on, man. I want to hear that bullshit again, girl. I want to hear it again, girl. Hold on.
This looks really, really bad. So I'm not going to be able to affiliate with you. I would have respected it and said, hey, it's really, really bad. So I'm not going to call and say, we've been in the gospel game too long. I would have preferred that, to call and say, we've been in the gospel game too long together, and this is negative. This looks really, really bad. So I'm not going to be able to affiliate with you. I would have respected it and said, hey, do what you gotta do, but at least we have an understanding. Well,
what the fuck you mean understanding, girl? What the fuck? Why she gotta say what's obvious, girl? You out here running your mouth, making a fool out of your goddamn self, bitch, and I'm not co-signing it. What the fuck does she gotta call you for, girl? You can't make people be your friends. You make people agree with you. You make people like you. No, bitch. They don't want to. They don't agree with you, girl. And they think it's wrong of you to mistreat people. Retarded ass. Every time they put your ass in front of a camera, you start running your mouth and you say all the wrong shit. Everything is wrong. Come out your goddamn mouth, girl. Then she asks you, what about this other situation? This more recent situation. Were you telling people that they're low life because they live in a trailer park? Do you live in a trailer park? Where the fuck did you come from, bitch? Oh, you can't call her. Why not? Why is she able to call me anything she wants to, girl? That's what she is. I'm just calling it like I see it, girl. Anyway, how y'all doing, people? How y'all? Hey, thank you, RJ Supreme. My siblings and I were raised by my lesbian aunt who taught us how to be decent human beings. Let me say that 3 times. Decent human beings. Decent human beings. Decent human beings. Like she thinks she has like God is in conversation with her or something, girl, and she's gonna be accountable for the homosexuals on the earth. None of us are gay. It's not a sin nor a disease. Ain't nobody can tell me my aunt is not with Jesus. That's right, baby. That is absolutely right, honey. Don't nobody know shit. Don't nobody on this planet know nothing. Well, we know it is here. It is part of nature. To deny it is part of nature is to be foolish. It's stupid. Right? So the world's got to grow up, honey. And hopefully we won't stay stuck in the desert 6,000 years ago with the ancient people. Girl, even what the people, the cowboy days thought, girl. Are those thoughts valid now? Bro, it gets me so upset. Oh, somebody else gave me some money. Oh, thank you, RJ Supreme, twice. I must have sparked some in you. The Bible was inspired by God, not written by God. Men took, changed, and added things to their bias. We should follow God, not a book. Absolutely. I absolutely believe that. God has delivered me. Ain't nothing going to change that. I know I was a hopeless dope fiend in the prison cell. I called on God, and God has delivered. That is God to me. That God. Spirit. I don't have to try to pretend that I know God because I read him in a book. I read a story in a book. That is not necessary for me. God is just God. Good morning, God. Thank you. That's it. That's it. He still exists, girl. I don't got to go and read about him in the, what did Sarah say? Did you hear what Sarah said to Jonathan? All this kind of stuff, girl. Why you got to kind of live other people's lives, ancient people's lives, like it got something to do with you? God is saying this. God is, well, even if God was saying it, wouldn't he have been saying that to the person he was speaking to? How do you, thousands of years later, take it to be now, God is saying something to you? God is still speaking. God is still communicating things. If I tell you my experience with God, right? When I communicated that to you, that don't mean nothing to you. It only means something to me because this is what God said to me. God said, you are delivered and I believe him. But it's personal. It's not got anything to do with what the Israelites said or whatever. Calm down, Timothy. I said I was going to try, didn't I? paid the part. Calm the hell down, Timothy. That was so tacky. Tamara tried to cut it off, girl. So now she got to go back into the world now. And now she made an enemy out of Yolanda Adams. Even though Yolanda Adams, nice person, she don't want to make a big deal. But I don't think she's going to have nothing to do with Kim Burrell. You're going to say, girl, you've been holding a grudge against me for 8 years, girl, because I didn't come out here and flagellate myself and humiliate myself and possibly cause harm to my own career because you decided to take on the whole United States, girl, with your antiquated foolishness. Oh, she believed just like me. People don't believe. Girl, they believe whatever they've been taught, honey. If you've been up there listening to this bullshit, girl, for year after year after year after year after year, we don't know anything else. My grandmother, she died. She was 94 years old. She got everything. We agreed on everything. She was my number one fan of when I wrote my story. My number one fan of how my life got changed. She was an eyewitness to it all, right? But she never could understand about that gay. I just don't get the gay, right? I just don't get the gay. She don't have to get the gay. She was nice to me. That was my grandmother, right? It was her assignment to love her grandchildren and her children and her family, to nurture them, girl. Ain't nobody give a fuck about your goddamn ideas that somebody's been pumping into your head and pumping in your head and pumping in your head. What did the Bible that you worship, what did it say about women in the pulpit? Are we going to change that part? You're right, pay the part. Slow the hell down, Timothy. The Bible had ideas about the roles of women, right? Basically, a woman was the property of her husband, correct? Basically, a woman had no role in the pulpit at all, right? Rarely even allowed to speak. And so do we keep that as well, Miss Kim Burrell? What you got to, I'm going back to what the word said. What that word said. Maybe you should start praising and worshiping and praying to the writers of the books in the Bible, because that's all you're really experiencing, right? We don't know who wrote Genesis, but there's several books you do know who the writers are. So you're saying, I'll pray to you, John, because John said this. I'd rather you just be honest. Not God said, John said this. And Paul had to even say to you, listen, I am not God. I am a servant of Jesus Christ. This is Paul speaking to you. I believe this. I believe that. A leader of the church. Now, how did the hell did a leader of the church become a deity? You're making every character in the Bible God. Because you said because they appeared in the Bible, that was God. And it's not true. It doesn't even claim to be that. Jesus didn't come out here lying to us about who he was. Right? He just told you who he was. You clunked it all together, girl. Different people didn't know each other. Hundreds of years later, they put it all together. And now this book, this is God. Idolater is what you are. And I don't even believe you believe it, girl. I think you're just a nasty, evil, overweight woman. That's what I believe. Right? Now, people don't say overweight. Everybody struggles with weight and all that. Baby, believe me, I understand struggling with weight. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. You are a vicious, nasty, evil woman. And even though you knew all eyes were on you on that show, you could not resist the opportunity to be nasty. And only because Tamara Hall cut you off did you stop your assault against Yolanda Adams, right? And we know Yolanda's not going to be affected by this girl. It only digs a hole deeper for you because it exposes what kind of a character you are. Now, is it going to be your assignment now to collect every homophobic statement you ever heard in the church? Are you going to start naming names now? Is that going to work? Is that what's next? Because Yolanda Adams got a lot of friends, honey. Why? Because she's a very talented singer. And everybody wants to be a part of her life, right? Everybody wants her to sing at their church or their conference hall or their stadium, right? She's in high demand. Why? Because she's a talented woman who does her job. What's her job? Her job is to sing us a song. Nobody does it better. No, nobody does it better. I said it correctly, honey. G can work it out if you let him. Jesus can work it out if you let him. That problem that I had just couldn't seem to solve. I prayed. What'd you say? The fuck has it got to do with the song, girl? What is the song? What's the message, honey? All right, that's enough. How y'all doing today? People, please don't think that my assault is on the church. I love the church. I mean, I believe that human beings should be in some relationship to our creator. That's what I believe. So I can't just be against all people go to church. Good people go to church. Bad people go to church. Usually bad people, usually good people go to church, but they act bad in the church, whatever. It's not an assault against the church. It's not even an insult against the Bible. I just want you to accept it for what it is and stop turning it into God. The word said, the word was Jesus Christ made flesh. That's what the book you said was God said. God wants a personal relationship with us people. I don't know why all these people have seemed to think that now it is their mission to change the world. They keep calling us the world. Everybody else is the world, and they in their little cubbyhole, they are the godly one. I thought the Jews were the godly ones, according to the book you call God. Stop calling a book God, right? If a book is talking about speaking about God, respect it for what it is. Here's what John said, right? Here's what Matthew said. Here's what he witnessed, but he didn't write it down to 100 years later. So he didn't really, this is like fifth and sixth and handed down through generations, right? Before it actually made it onto paper. Would God need all that help though? I mean, hundreds of years and hundreds of people in different countries. Would God have to do all that? He's God. He can make flesh. I mean, he makes this stuff. He designed it. He designed teeth in your mouth so you can chew food, eyeballs where you can see, you have vision, right? He's the one that gave you all of the senses, right? Somebody designed all this stuff, huh? He ain't got to sit up there and rely on a bunch of people to write a book for him. What, God didn't have no hands? I thought he just threw down some sparks, girl, and carved it in stone. God is spirit. He is not a book. And she don't care about it. If she was not in that book, she just found another reason to be nasty and hateful. She needs to be sitting her big ass on a psychiatrist's couch. That's what she needs to be, to figure out her problems, girl. And stop thinking that everything's got to be involved with ministry. I can't stand people every time you say something. Oh, holy God, how you doing today, sister? Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm blessed and girl. Can you talk? Let me calm my ass down. Oh, well, the thing is, I mean, people say, "Oh, no, it's the word of God. It's the word of God." Okay, so if David writes poetry to God, let's just say everything is to God. My book, Love and Gospel Music, it's all it is someone journaling, but all of their journal entries are to God. Like they're writing to God. They're doing like in The Color Purple, right? Dear God kind of thing. And that's the way the whole book is. Oh shit, I lost my chain of thought again. What was I just saying? Lord help me. Y'all help me. I done got all hot and bothered by myself, child. What was I just saying? Anyway, well, I was talking about David. If David wrote poetry to God, does that make how is that the word of God? If David is writing poetry, I just don't understand how that got to be the word of God, because they'll quote you those books as well. A book of songs. So If people are singing songs, how is that the word of God? Right? Practically the entire New Testament is Paul talking. Paul never said he was God. So how did you put it in a book and now make him God? Now Paul is a deity. Oh, it was the inspired word. Like I just said, I think that's where I was going, John. Everything is the inspired word. If I'm sitting up here and I'm writing a letter to my God, my personal paper, if someone were to find that, now is that God because it was spiritually inspired? When we go and we watch an inspiring word from TD Jakes, is that not inspired word of God? If you have gotten a feeling from it, if you have gotten happy behind it, and you start emptying your purse, well, did you feel like you got a word from God in that sermon, girl? Does that make it now that is God because somebody wrote it down? They done got me talking about Jesus Christ. Look what you inspired, Miss Kimberly. What's her name? Is Tamara Hall come back on, people? Is there anywhere where I can see her? I went on Google, and they say put your zip code in. They'll tell you when you can watch it. But I still couldn't find it on ABC. I can't find it on here. It looks like Tamara Hall just puts clips to promote her program on YouTube. But is there a way I can actually see that? I think Larry Reed and Thais have parts of this, but I would like to see the whole interview, right? Because I know it will inspire me, so I can come in here sweating and spitting. Mm-hmm. I've been OGTV fan. You've been dragging people for 2 straight days now in a row. No, OG TV fan. I've been dragging people for 5 years, girl, in a row. OG, you might be new here, honey. If somebody tells me, oh, that's the beef sector, what do you expect to get when you go over there? Entertainment? No, if I have a beef, honey, or whatever I disagree with, I come and I talk about it. So, no, it hasn't been 2 straight days. It's been 5 straight years, and I ain't ashamed of it. I'm just giving you my opinion, and I feel very strongly about this woman, Kim Burrell. I think she's an evil woman. She's a nasty, evil woman. We saw the real her when she had that Saturday, what's that called? Sunday's Best Show. And that youngster came on there and she laughed at him when he was trying to sing his heart out. And the man said that he had spent his rent money, saved it up so he can get a ticket to come and audition for that show. And the boy said, the least you could do is not laugh at me. And she went right into, oh, we weren't talking to you. You need to be talking to him over there. Oh, you need to be talking to him. This thing, it was rude. It was nasty. And you were exposed. That's for the who you are. And then later on, when we was get example after example after example after example of who you are, you materialistic pig. It's what you are. And I will never come on here talking about, oh, she is a good singer. Oh, she's the greatest. She's the greatest singer. She's the greatest singer in the world with not one goddamn hit. Only way we're going to know that she's a great singer, y'all keep saying it. I'm singing to my dog. Keep on running for my Lord. Hey. Mm-hmm. I can't even keep up my clip. Okay, I am behind the live video feed due to unwinding Uncle Tim's what glasses joke. Girl, them glasses is horrible. I don't know what. Why is she Miss Thing? You are ugly, Miss Kimberell, but you ain't that goddamn ugly, girl. These are big glasses. These are big glasses. You have glasses 6 times the size of these glasses and 6 times the width, and all that on your face, girl. All that hair, all that shit you got on, girl, just to come out in front of people. All of that weight loss procedures you done had, girl. All this because you're so insecure about who you are. So it doesn't surprise me that you would have animosity or resentment about Yolanda Adams. First, because of her career and what she's been able to do with her career. Secondly, because she's an attractive woman. I think Yolanda Adams might even be older than you. Somebody said that she was, I'm not even going to say the age, ladies sensitive about the age, but she might even be older than you, girl. She's always been beautiful. And yes, a woman like you will resent that because going out and paying $1,600 for some boots that can't hold your weight, girl, is not going to make you pretty. You just ain't going to do it. You need to let it go. I think you need to let it go. Let it go, Kimberly. Let it go, girl. You looking like that at 50. What are you going to look like at 60, girl? 70. Ooh. Sandra Mitchell, yes, Yolanda seems like a very kind person. Yes, her music is beautiful. She presents it beautiful. She does her job and she leaves the stage, which is what Kim Burrell supposed to do. But no, Kim Burrell talking about, oh, I got a calling from God. I got the calling from the. What page did you get that calling from, Miss Kim Burrell? You ain't got no relationship to God, honey. I mean, I don't know what you was like before you started. I don't know what relationship you had before that, girl, but you have then appointed yourself a pastor. A pastor, what kind of pastor? You the old time pastor, girl? The world's going to move on, Miss Kim Burrell. The world is moving. These young people don't even identify with your character, girl. But you want to try, keep on pushing it. Let's keep it the same. Let's go on and talk about the faggots. Let's go and talk about you going to hell. Let's talk about the sissies. Oh, this girl, they go find one line here. Okay, let's go 400 years later. Somebody said something there. A whole different person has got nothing to do with the first. The context, girl, has got nothing to do with this other person. It's several years, 100 years later, girl. And then that person had one line. Oh, what did Paul say in Romans? What did Paul say? Paul said it in Romans, girl, not God. Paul. This is Paul. You mean Galatians. I don't want to be locked up in no old time world. Ooh, who is this here? This is the official Thais report. You said, oh no, Soup Bowl glasses. Girl, them things are horrible, girl. I mean, them motherfuckers are sitting on her face like this, child. Girl, you must feel ugly. Anytime you got to put all that on your face, your nose is squeezed. How you gonna be a singer and you done squeeze the goddamn? How you gonna make them horse sounds, girl? With that shit squeezing, do you take them off for your singing, or you have a lighter pair, maybe? Damn, girl, you're just strange. You're a strange looking broad, honey. And thank goodness that she didn't have you standing up. I don't want to see what that body looking like now. I don't know if you got it back or what, girl. Let me start. I had to go back a little bit because y'all, I've been running my mouth. I do get going. I know. I understand, honey. But we all in agreement. We all love God. The Muslims love God, and the Hindus love God, and everybody wants to send everybody else to hell, right? People can't even agree. The Protestants want to send the Baptists to hell. The Baptists want to send Catholics to hell. You know, everybody said everybody to hell, girl. But there's still one God. We still can love our God, right? Get into God right now. Don't just go read a book for a half hour. That ain't gonna change nothing, child. God, here? I'm making my request known, right? I'm just letting God know, right? That's how it was for me. I beg God. My prison cell, baby, would you stop? I'm trying to talk about God. You're going to hell. I was just singing to him. I call out to God. God changed my world. It changed my thinking. Because every time I got out of prison, I mean, every single time, and that would include many, many times, because they don't just send you to prison for no damn shoplifting, right? My initial charge was just petty theft, shoplifting, right? But that's because I had such a record. It took them 5 years to actually send me to prison, right? Okay, it took me 5 years to get to prison. And then I got in and out of prison for 10 years. Every year I had an opportunity to get out. Every single year is the exact same story, girl. Every time I got out of prison, my butthole would start puckering like that. Excuse me, ladies. My butthole started, it was the excitement of getting high again, girl. I wasn't high. I hadn't been high for several months, right? But it's still the longing, the longing. That's the addiction, right? Every single time until I put my faith in God and I started attending church and I started trusting not the whole Bible, the gospel. The gospel told me that I have relationship to God right now. And I made my request known to him. And guess what? The last time I went out to prison, there was nothing. Nothing. How in the fuck can you go to jail, girl, 30-something times and go to prison 10 times and get out with the same feeling every single time you got out because you've been longing for this shit. You've been longing for this stuff the whole time you're in there. When you get out, I'm telling you, maybe just not just the butthole, but just your arms, everything. It's all calling out. I need a hit. I want a hit. I'm excited about a hit. And then to pray to God to remove this obsession and it be gone. And I ain't talking about gone for no 2 days. I'm talking about gone for 20 years. That's God. Personal relationship. You can't fuck with it. You can't touch it. I don't give a goddamn what you think or what pages you use, girl. Or you want to stand up there, all the holiness, and you want to sit on the stage, girl. You all the special king and all this bullshit. None of it means anything to me because I know him for myself. I know him for myself, girl. And nothing changes that. Get to know your God. We supposed to be, I knew it was going to happen. I knew if I start talking about that Kimber Rail. Let me see. Hi, Soul Sister #1 show. How you doing today? She seems very bitter. Petty, bitter, lonely. I don't know if the thing is true about her husband and when got a man. I know she has a brother in her family. They don't function. She hates her brother. I guess she used the excuse that because he gay. She just hates you, girl, child. She's just a hateful woman. Apparently, she hates all poor people, right? Because they start paying her to sing. They ain't paying you that much to sing because you ain't got no hits, girl. I mean, gospel music a little different, right? So all you're gonna be doing is invited to churches, girl. A church can only hold so many people. This thing. It ain't like you're doing no goddamn stadiums like Yolanda Adams, nigga. What Kim said now. Well, we got to do it again. Go over there. Well, you can put in Tamara Hall. She has a little 2.5 minute clip showing you on her show. But the most offensive part is this right here. Here's what people are talking about.
So I would have preferred that to call and say, we've been in the doctor, and I can't agree with your stance right now. I need to say something different to my public. So I would have preferred that to call and say, we've been in the doctor. So I rather stance right now. I need to say, and I can't agree with your stance right now. I need to say something different to my public. So I would have preferred.
What do you want Yolanda Adams to do? Go on here talking about faggots and queens and faggots and sissies like you? Is that what you expect for her? First of all, it would be a career suicide. Secondly, who wants to go around in the world being a mean, nasty, evil bitch? That's not a fulfilling or exciting, girl. You cover yourself with all these goddamn people in this church thing. Oh, well, you gonna talk to him? What if you live in a trailer park and all this old bullshit, girl? So you think you are so high and mighty? You're not, Miss Thing. As far as a singer, as a singing career, you should have had. You talking about? Oh, they didn't give me the Grammy. Why didn't they give me the Grammy? I've been out here for years. You didn't get a Grammy because you didn't got a song. You ain't been able to produce one goddamn song. And the only time you even able to get on wax is if you're singing behind somebody else, girl, and in somebody else's project, and they had to call your asses up and say, hold on, baby. When Pharrell and the people had to put the brakes on you, and Ellen had to put the brakes on you, and then everybody had to put the brakes on you. Then they had helicopters flying over your goddamn house to film you, and they had reporters all in front. What did you say in church? What did you say in church? Don't you realize, dumb, that you can't say that no more? You can't do it no more, girl. Dumbass. Everybody got a cell phone. Somebody got one hidden in their sock, girl. And every time you open your goddamn mouth with your hateful, nasty, disgusting ass mouth, girl, every single time, girl, that shit has the possibility of ending up on YouTube tonight. Right? This is not all your personal clan meeting, girl. Because that's how you seem to think. You seem to think they say it behind the scenes. They say it behind, everybody say something behind the scenes, girl. You know good and goddamn well when you with all black people, somebody gonna say something racist. Somebody gonna say something against the white people, or the Mexican people, or the border crossing people, and everybody gonna say something, girl. We don't care. We care about you respecting other people. You're a singer, sing. You don't want to sing, shut the fuck up. Did I play it?
That to call and say we've been in the gospel game too long together, and this is negative. This looks really, really bad. So I'm not gonna be able to affiliate with you. I would have respected it and said, hey, do what you gotta do, but at least we have an understanding. Well,
but girl, she shouldn't have to explain it. It's so obvious. You're toxic. There are helicopters flying over your house. You're a toxic girl. You're too dumb to not know how to even what is socially acceptable. You're stupid. And you're going to heaven. Everybody else going to hell. Girl, there are a whole lot of people. If they're going to judge people by their character on the earth, girl, you be way down in the billions line of who's going to get into heaven. You're not even a nice person. God don't want nice. God want holiness. He want holiness. Miss Thing, when you were eating all them goddamn fatback, girl, and them pork chops smothered, ooh, girl, don't even talk about them smothered. Them smothered pork chops. All that shit you was cramming into your goddamn face, girl, till you were pressing up against 400 pounds, girl. Was God judging then? Were you holy then? Holy pig feet. Give me a plate of holy pig feet. Matter of fact, give me 2 orders. I'm going to take one to go, Junior. I hope you heard it, baby. I can't seem to listen to the video without interjecting.
I mean, and let me be clear here. Yolanda is a friend of mine as well. I am also from Texas. Oh, okay. And I did not want to turn this into a...
Check her, girl. Check her. That woman had to cut this thing off. She said, I can't believe this woman is set on my stage, girl, and trying to throw Yolanda under the bus. She wants us to think that Yolanda is a closet bigot or some shit like that, girl. Like Yolanda has been in the church circles. We know how they talk, girl. No, it's a matter of respect. And you don't have any, girl. You can't even contemplate how hurtful those things you said on that stage were. Because it's just that's just being you, right? You are a serpent and you're going to hell. You're perverts. Tell your mammy she's a pervert. It is, baby, don't y'all stay young, please. Don't get old. I have been trying to look at my chat for all this damn time. I can't make it past 2 or 3 lines before I start hollering, girl. What's up with all that? Official Times report. Did you cover the story again? You said you're gonna come back with the whole rundown. I know you saw the whole thing. How do you see the whole clip? Tell us. The full clip should be up today on Tamara Hall. Oh, she has a YouTube channel and she puts the full clip up. Okay, we'll have to wait. Maybe I have to come back and visit Kimberell again, girl. That miserable ass woman. Lord have mercy. I don't know who's in her camp. Tamara usually uploads full segment 1 or 2 days after it airs on TV. Okay. Oh, she wanted to watch it on TV first. Okay. Uh-huh. Ooh, them glasses, girl. I don't know who is styling you even, girl. Is that a homosexual? Somebody put that red in your head, girl, and they did that part and they swore it a certain way. I have the feeling that was a homosexual, girl. You know, we tend to be pretty creative people, right? Do you smile and grin in their face? What do you mean? smiling in their face all the time. You want to take their place. Backstabbers. Backstabber. Mhm. She might be jealous because them gays be having all that sex and she can't get none. She thought she had one and he turned into a whatever. They get something you ain't getting none, so you gonna turn them into. I don't know how the church got away with making that the primary thing in the Bible, though. I mean, it's been you can't blame one person. You got to make that whole system. They have stuck on that. They have picked out that one goddamn thing. The book of Leviticus got 600 and some laws, girl. But we keep continually hearing about 5 or 6 of them, girl. And primarily this ban on homosexuality, child. And then they try to use Sodom and Gomorrah. Don't use Sodom and Gomorrah because them motherfuckers was fucking man, woman, and child. They weren't no homosexuals. A gay person is a man attracted to another man. It is mutual. It is not what they talk about in the Bible when you are raping little boys. You added the word homosexual and then put everybody together. Oh, Jesus Christ. I got to get my ass out of here, people. I'll be hollering and screaming all damn day. Get my blood pressure all out of whack. Got to go take me another pill. Let me give y'all a closing song. Let me see. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus was. Oh, when he was. When Jesus was. Y'all call it music. Call it whatever you want to call it, honey. Goodbye. Y'all have a wonderful Friday. Later.